Hey everybody, it is November 2021 and the last video that I put out was my York meet overview video where I didn't get a lot of shots from the show, but I did show you the meetup with some fellow YouTubers afterwards here at my layout, and then a couple shots from my buddy Sid's place down where he lives. So at the end of that video, I posted some things that I purchased, and today we're going to look at it here on Chris's Trains and Things. So at the end of that York video, I went over everything that I purchased at York. Now, one of the things that I purchased is sitting right next to me here, and that's this little SW1 Switcher, which is an MTH RailKing diesel. So I don't have any RailKing engines in my collection. In fact, I've never owned a RailKing engine or car before. When I was growing up, I was always gifted Lionel rolling stock. Usually for my birthday, I'd get one piece of rolling stock, and maybe for Christmas. It was always Lionel. In fact, all the engines that I had growing up were either Lionel. I have a set of Williams Bud cars, and we're going to do a review on those here in a couple weeks, but nothing MTH. So this was really exciting, and one of the exciting things is technically we could say that I still don't have any RailKing engines in my collection, because this I purchased for my son as one of his first engines that he'll have in his collection as he gets older. Now, he has some of the Lion Chief Thomas trains, but this is going to be the first real diesel that he has that is going to run on the big layout. Now, this is as I said, it's an SW1 Switcher. It is in the Erie road name. It is PS3, so if we get a little image there of the box, you can see kind of all the details. I picked this up at York towards the end of the show, or the end of my day on Friday when I was there. I had gone through a lot of the orange hall and the other halls as well, and I decided I was walking around with RJ and a couple other guys, and I decided, hey, you know what, I want to try to find something for my son. Let's try to find something semi-scale, since I don't have anything semi-scale that I run on my layout. And I think that it's time that we do that, because I know that a lot of folks that are following along might not have the space to run scale trains, and the price point on the yellow boxes compared to the purple boxes or the blue boxes or the orange boxes is a lot better. You know, you can get a lot for your money from something that's comes from this RailKing line. So I decided, what the heck, let's go for it. So where to find the best MTH stuff? I went down to the Stockyard Express booth. Now, I was recently at Stockyard Express on my trip out to Detroit in September, and I stopped there, and that's where I picked up my Preamble Express set from Lionel. Ironic that I went to a large MTH dealer and bought something that was Lionel. So I went back, and I was talking with the owner, Clyde, and they had a bunch of RailKing things there. I ended up purchasing this. I was between a couple other options, but I figured Erie, living in Pennsylvania, it's not a road name that I have on my layout, so I figured it would be a great pickup. And for the price point on this from the show, I think I still have the sticker on it, was $340. It was off from a little over, right around $360. So, you save about 20 bucks or so. So it's not a massive savings, but you do save some money at the show. But overall, the price point on this is much less. If you were to look at the Lionel switchers that are coming out, I've got the Strasbourg switcher that's going to be coming out here in a couple weeks. Hopefully we'll have that video that will get delivered. That model's close to $450, $500, when you pre-order it. So this is a great price point that you can't beat. So let's talk a little bit about the RailKing line. So the RailKing line is from MTH. It's typically semi-scale. The nice thing is when you go with the switcher, it's actually pretty scale dimensions, because it is so small that it can still run on all those tight curves, but you get all these great details. Now, a lot of times when you've got the RailKing, you're going to save some money here and there, so you don't have all the rivet counting details that you'd have on a Premier engine. But even this, you've got the figures on the inside. You've got clear plastic inserts in the windows. You've got tread on the walkways, if you can see there. We've got a bell, you know, there's no smoke on this. We do have LED lighting. It's got some great sounds and PFA sequences, and we'll listen to that as we run it around the layout here in just a minute. Even the builder's plates are legible. You know, they're pretty small, but they're legible. So, you know, you've got more cast-in detailing on like a RailKing engine, sort of like you would on a Lion Chief engine or a Lion Chief 2.0 engine. But it's a great purchase. This thing runs wonderfully. It's great to be able to use the DCS system that I have on my layout. Again, the only other MTH diesel that I actually have is my AEM7 that I've had for a couple years now. So it's nice to add one more thing here that we can run in the layout, and it's great that I was able to use this to kick off my son's collection of trains too. So there's something special to be said there. He loves seeing this thing go back and forth, and soon enough he'll be able to control it himself using that remote once he gets a little bit older. But the paint on this is wonderful. We'll get some close-up shots here of it as it so you can see it in the light on the layout. It's something to write home about. I'll tell you what. I mean, it's certainly something that I will look into again. I will certainly think about purchasing some more of these less expensive MTH options. I'm very impressed, and maybe I should have heeded the advice of others earlier and started looking into some more of these. Now, from steam engine wise, I don't have any semi-scale steam, modern steam on my layout. Perhaps we have to look at that as time goes on. I hope that this is something that maybe some more folks can relate to, because it's always nice to have something that's more affordable that more people can access, and it's something that you can run your layout too, because it can run on all the tightest curves, which is the beauty of semi-scale and the RailKing line. So not only are we saving money, but we're saving space if we don't have a layout that's got 0.72 minimum curves. This thing can run on anything, which is great. So let's run it around the layout. Let's listen to some of the sounds, get some more close-up shots of it. If this is something that you like, some of the more of the semi-scale details or reviews, things like that, leave a comment, like the video. Please subscribe. Really appreciate it. We've got quite a few viewers here that I don't think are subscribed to the channel, and we really appreciate you subscribing and joining in to the collections as we continue to have more videos come out and some more content and meeting up with some other modelers and things like that. So with that, let's go ahead and run this bad boy around the layout a little bit, get some shots of that, and send everybody on their way. So thank you again for tuning in. I'm Chris. Have a great day.
Called in to help clean up the mess in the yard. Yep, there were a lot of cars on the ground from the derailment last night. Yeah, a rail rolled over, but a whole cut of cars on the ground. So we have to get them back on the rails one by one. Yep, one by one, but luckily none of them turned over. It's a good thing we have the calf attached for extra power. It'll still be a bit tricky just using the re-railer. They have the new guy running the show over there. We'd better get going. Will the conductor be riding over with us? Jack is already there. Well, let's get going and see what kind of day we're going to have.